सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः।
Hari Om. Bhajan start.
जन्माष्टमी मीठी मेरे सावरे की मुरली बाजे होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे, होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे। छोटो सो कन्हैयो मेरो बांसुरी बजावे, यमुना किनारे देखो कैसे रास रचावे। पकड़ी राधे जी की बैया, पकड़ी राधे जी की बैया, देखो घूमर घाले, देखो घूमर घाले। होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे, होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे। छम छम बाजे देखो राधे की पैंजनिया, नाचे रे कन्हैयो मेरो छोड़ के मुरलिया। राधे संग में नैन लड़ावे, नाचे सागे सागे। राधे संग में नैन लड़ावे, नाचे सागे सागे। होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे, होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे। प्यारी प्यारी लागे देखो जोड़ी राधे श्याम की, प्यारी प्यारी लागे देखो जोड़ी राधे श्याम की। शान है या जान है या देखो सारे गाँव की, शान है या जान है या देखो सारे गाँव की। राधे श्याम की जोड़ी ने, राधे श्याम की जोड़ी ने हिबड़े माही राखे, हिबड़े माही राखे। होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे, होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे। बाजे रे मुरलिया देखो बाजे रे पैंजनिया, भगता ने बना ले तेरे गाँव की गुजरिया। भगता ने बना ले तेरे गाँव की गुजरिया। कर दे बनवारियों काम, कर दे बनवारियों काम। तेरो काई लागे, तेरो काई लागे। होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे, होकर श्याम की दीवानी राधा रानी नाचे।
Hitesh, Shardam also is there. Both of you one.
Sure. Are they going first? Shall I go first?
Ma?
I go to first.
Na solita?
Yes, please.
Okay. राम राम सीतापते दर्शय, राम राम सीतापते दर्शय। तव रूप मनोहर सुंदर, तव रूप मनोहर सुंदर। राम राम सीतापते दर्शय, राम राम सीतापते श्रावय, राम राम सीतापते श्रावय। तव लीला कथा गुण मंदिर, तव लीला कथा गुण मंदिर। राम राम सीतापते दर्शय, राम राम सीतापते कारय, राम राम सीतापते कारय। तव सेवा सदा ही सादर, तव सेवा सदा ही सादर। राम राम सीतापते दर्शय राम राम सीतापते दर्शय दर्शय हरि ओम।
Repeat.
राम नाम के हीरे मोती मैं बिखराऊं गली गली। कृष्ण नाम के हीरे मोती मैं बिखराऊं गली गली। ले लो कोई राम का प्यारा शोर मचाऊं गली गली। ले लो कोई शाम का प्यारा शोर मचाऊं गली गली। बोलो राम बोलो राम बोलो राम राम राम। बोलो श्याम बोलो श्याम बोलो श्याम श्याम श्याम। माया के दीवानों सुन लो एक दिन ऐसा आएगा। धन दौलत और माल खजाना यही पड़ा रह जाएगा। माया के दीवानों सुन लो एक दिन ऐसा आएगा। धन दौलत और माल खजाना यही पड़ा रह जाएगा। राम नाम के हीरे मोती मैं बिखराऊं गली गली। कृष्ण नाम के हीरे मोती मैं बिखराऊं गली गली। ले लो कोई राम का प्यारा शोर मचाऊं गली गली। ले लो कोई शाम का प्यारा शोर मचाओ गली गली। बोलो राम बोलो राम बोलो राम राम राम। बोलो श्याम बोलो श्याम बोलो श्याम श्याम श्याम। जिन जिन ने यह मोती लूटे वो तो माला माल हुए। धन दौलत के जो बने पुजारी आखिर वे कंगाल हुए। जिन जिन ने यह मोती लूटे वो तो माला माल हुए। धन दौलत के जो बने पुजारी आखिर वे कंगाल हुए। राम नाम के हीरे मोती मैं बिखराऊं गली गली। कृष्ण नाम के हीरे मोती मैं बिखराऊं गली गली। ले लो कोई राम का प्यारा शोर मचाओ गली गली। ले लो कोई शाम का प्यारा शोर मचाओ गली गली। बोलो राम बोलो राम बोलो राम राम राम। बोलो श्याम बोलो श्याम बोलो श्याम श्याम श्याम। दुनिया को तू कब तक पगले अपनी कहलाएगा। ईश्वर को तो भूल गया है अंत समय पछताएगा। दुनिया को तू कब तक पगले अपनी कहलाएगा। ईश्वर को तो भूल गया है अंत समय पछताएगा। राम नाम के हीरे मोती मैं बिखराऊं गली गली। कृष्ण नाम के हीरे मोती मैं बिखराऊं गली गली। ले लो कोई राम का प्यारा शोर मचाओ गली गली। ले लो कोई शाम का प्यारा शोर मचाओ गली गली। बोलो राम बोलो राम बोलो राम राम राम। बोलो श्याम बोलो श्याम बोलो श्याम श्याम श्याम।
इंडिपेंडेंस डे। जय जन भारत जन मन अभिमत। जय जन भारत जन मन अभिमत। जन गणतंत्र विधाता। जन गणतंत्र विधाता। गौरव भाल हिमालय उज्ज्वल। हृदय हार गंगा जल। कटि विंध्याचल सिंधु चरण तल। महिमा शाश्वत गाता। जय जन भारत जन मन अभि जनगणतन्त्र विधाता जय गणतन्त्र विधाता हरे खेत लहरे नद निर्झर जीवन शोभा उर्वर विश्वकर्म रत कोटि बाहुकर अगणित पग ध्रुव पथ पर जय जन भारत जन मन अभिमत जन गणतंत्र विधाता जय गणतंत्र विधाता प्रथम सभ्यता ज्ञाता साम ध्वनित गुण गाता जय नव मानवता निर्माता सत्य अहिंसा दाता जय हे जय हे जय हे शांति अधिष्ठाता जय जन भारत जन मन अभिमत जन गणतंत्र विधाता जय गणतंत्र विधाता
Sharda Ma, small bhajan.
Here, uncle. गोविंद गोपाल हे नंद लाला गोविंद गोपाल हे नंद लाला राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला गोविंद गोपाल हे नंद लाला गोविंद गोपाल हे नंद लाला राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला मीरा के नाथ प्रभु मुरली गोपाला मीरा के नाथ प्रभु मुरली गोपाला गोवर्धनोद्धार गोपाल बाला गोवर्धनोद्धार गोपाल बाला राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला गोविंद गोपाल हे नंद लाला गोविंद गोपाल हे नंद लाला राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला हरि
2 minutes there. You have something for 2 minutes. Okay.
सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथा सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथा सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम हर 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव शरणो भव सुब्रह्मण्यम गुरु शरणो भव सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनादा सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनादा सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव शरणो भव सुब्रह्मण्यम गुरु शरणो भव सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनादा सुब्रह्मण्यम हरि ओम
Good. Narayan. Hitesh, 1 minute bhajan is there.
Yes, uncle, I'll sing one. Uncle.
Yeah.
ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिम् द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्याधिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलम् अचलम् सर्वधी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमः.
Good. We'll start. सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं Sadgurum Brahma Vidwar. So we are in 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, meditation. After Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, this term has got a lot of weight, meditation. Everybody, if you say, I'm going to Geeta, oh, so you know meditation? You understand? They don't even know what is meditation, but there's so much interest created in that meditation. Because that's a natural state. That's not a state to be created. It's your natural state, what you experience in sleep. Getting after sleep, you gather several things. That's not your natural state. Your real natural state is in sleep, where you are disassociated with all things that you are not. The world, the family, the society, the body, the mind, the intellect. You dissociate yourself in sleep. And you are with yourself. Why should I dissociate? If you are happy with them, don't dissociate. All your agitations are created by the outside world. All your agitations are created by the outside world. In you, there is no agitation. You experience it in sleep. In you, there is only bliss. This state of sleep bringing into waking is called meditation, where you consciously detach yourself from all things that you are not, from all things that give you sorrow, from all things that you are not, from all things that give you sorrow, and be with yourself is called meditation. Bhagavatam gives a lovely definition. Anya rupam hitva swaswarupena samstitihi. Anya rupa and all other forms discard hitva swaswarupena in your own self samstitihi established. This is called meditation. Right? A lot of people think concentration is meditation. No, I find peace. Yes, you will find peace, no doubt. Concentration, you will find temporary peace. And there are schools also saying that in meditation you exhaust vasanas. That's also right. You find peace, you exhaust vasanas. But after getting up, you have exhausted 10 units of vasanas in meditation. After you getting up, you gather 100 vasanas. So it will never end. The peace that you find is temporary, this thing. Why? Because in that type of meditation, it's only mano lina, that is mind become dormant, like in sleep. But real meditation is where mano nasha, where mano is, mind is destroyed. That can only happen through jnana. Because mind is what is mind? That which creates, sustains duality. That which creates and sustains duality is called mind. Therefore, if you have to be peaceful and happy, duality has to be ended. As long as there is duality, there is insecurity. Even your own best people, father, child, husband, wife, there is insecurity all the time. Where there is duality, I am talking, I am worried whether you will appreciate my talk or not, whether you will find fault with it. That is duality. Understand? I have a simple answer. Even get this book to be released, I have no patch to the scholars available. But the book is being released. We are given print order 7,000, 6,000 sold out, even before release. But I am worried because I know my knowledge is limited compared to the stalwarts. I am worried somebody will find fault with that. You understand? I am not worried, I am just joking because I always feel this is my excuse. Why should I not fail? Why should I not fail? You understand? If somebody is afraid to fail, he will never progress. If somebody is afraid to fall, he will never walk. You understand? So therefore, that type of meditation is only mano lina, not mano nasha. Mano nasha, duality has to end. How duality will end? Duality will end not by wishing, not by cutting off. I cut off all my relationship in the family and all that. I am here, Rishikesh. What happens? There also you have politics. There you have more politics than at home. Right? So, that is not meditation. That is not ending the mind. Ending the mind is to see yourself in all duality. Not by negating duality, to see yourself, the God principle, to be the essence of all. Like when do you end your bitterness with your dream enemy? When you wake up and realize the dream enemy and me are all the one. So this knowledge that there is only one and that one is me, that alone can end. That is the real meditation. That is the real meditation. Sitting and concentrating, they're all steps. Nobody says they're useless, but they're all steps. Real meditation only through knowledge. That's why it says, next to verse 8, Jnana Vijnana Truptatma. We have done 7, we have to take 8. Amma, you are searching last. This is sixth chapter, no? It's not last. Oh, with the 2 volumes. Okay. You bring a small book. You know why? Anyway, when we are taking the class, you are not going to read the meaning. You need only the verse. If you bring the small book, you can immediately take. Because in the class, anyway, you will not read the meaning. So text only is also enough. Anyway, did you get it? Jnana Vijnana Tushtatma Kutastaha Vijitendriyaha Yukta Ityuchate Yogi Samalosta Shmakanchanaha. The yogi, the meditator, is one who has, through knowledge and wisdom, there are two things. Knowledge is intellectual, wisdom is experience. Aham Brahmasmi is knowledge. To experience that is wisdom. To experience that is wisdom. So you need knowledge in the beginning. Only when you have knowledge, you can meditate. You can't meditate on something what you don't know. So, Jnana, Vijnana, Truptatma, one who is happy through knowledge and satisfied and wisdom. Kutastaha. Kuta means anvil. Anvil, where these rod benders put the rod and hit it. It breaks. The anvil, nothing happens. The rod breaks. That which supports all change and itself never changes. That which supports all change, itself never changes, is anvil, which is Bhagawan in you. He supports all changes, but he himself never changes. So you should rest in him. You should rest in him. Kotastaha, Vijitendriyaha. Why we don't rest? Because my senses are running everywhere. Senses are running everywhere. How can you rest? How can you rest? So, if you want to rest in yourself, which is infinite bliss, why should I avoid things, senses? Because they are taking you away from the infinite bliss. You are the source of infinite bliss. So if you want to rest there, your mind has to come back from them and rest there. And what is mind? That which is fed by the senses. There is no mind without the senses. Mind is thought. Mind is thought. What is thought? Consciousness plus object. Objects you know through the eyes, through the ears, through the five sense organs. They are called Jnanendriyas. So what is mind are all the various stimuli fed by these senses. You go beyond them, there is no mind. So Vijitendriyaha, one who has gone beyond the senses. Gone beyond the senses, I don't see, I don't hear. That's not going beyond the senses. I have perfect mastery over my driving. That means you never drive, is it? You have perfect mastery. You should drive, but you should have control. Car should not decide where it should go. You should decide. Same thing with mind. Use the mind, but let not the mind drag you. Indriyaha. Yukta yuchate yogi. And that type of man who brought his mind under the control of the intellect, that's called Yukta Yoga. Yogi, to him, since now he is focused on the self, which is bliss absolute, he sees, and in that state, like in sleep, there are no other thing other than the consciousness. In that state, there is nothing other. He sees only everything, Bhagavan only. So for him, Losta means clod of earth, Shma, stone. Kanchanaha, gold. Same value he has no difference. Some Raja went to Himalayas. He gave it to his guru, Sadhu, 2 diamonds. He was sitting on the Ganges. The Sadhu was playing with the diamonds, threw one into the Ganges. Raja, Swamiji, you know they are very precious diamonds. How did you throw? He threw the other one this way, I threw. You understand? This is how I threw. He has no value. What will you do with that? Who is rich? Raja is rich or he is rich? Raja with billions of such diamonds is still wanting. This man doesn't want anything. One who has wants is poorer than the one who doesn't want anything. Because when you have inadequacy, you want. When you are full and complete, you don't want. So for him, therefore, there is no difference between a clod of earth or a stone or gold. This is world of objects. What about people? How does he see the people? Suhrun, Mitraha, Udasinam, Udasina, Madhyastaha, Dveshyaha, Bandhushu, Sadhushu api cha papeshu samabuddhihi visishyate. Suhrit is well-wisher and best friend. Mitraha, friend. Suhrit and Mitra, small difference. Suhrit is a well-wisher. Mitra is your friend. Suhrit, Mitra. Udasinaha, somebody indifferent. This word is a lovely word, Udasina. Tamil people use it always. Udasina means indifferent. It's not indifferent. Sanskrit word Udasina is in high pedestal. Ut means high. Asina, sit. He is in such a high pedestal. Small things he has no interest. That is the indifference. That is the indifference. Udasinam, Sukrut, Mitraha, Udasinam, Madhyastaha, Dveshyaha, one who hates him, Bandhushu, with relations, friends. Sadhushu in saints, Papeshu in sinners, Samabuddhihi Visishyate. He sees all of them with the same mind. All of them are nothing but Bhagavan. They are all expressions in my dream. My friend, my enemy, the policeman, the judge, the villain are all me only. Same thing here. The whole world is nothing but my mind. Same thing here. You only decide. So Mr. X is a friend of Mr. A, is an enemy of Mr. B. Now you tell me Mr. X is a friend or enemy. If he is a friend, he cannot be enemy to the other man. If he is an enemy, he cannot be friend to the other. So Mr. X is Mr. X. One sees him as an enemy, one sees him as a friend. Therefore, a friend or enemy are all created by our mind. One who loves all sees himself in all, and therefore all are friends. All are friends. He understands. He understands. Somebody murders 10 people. Law has to take its course, no doubt in that. He has to be punished. But a saint only feels sad because so much of sorrow in him he has murdered. Because simple, a happy man never hurts another man. When you are even hurting somebody, you are not happy. You are not happy. So somebody murdered, that was his position. But you have to deal with him as it has to be dealt. But in your mind, you cannot hate him. See him love, poor man. You understand? That's why several stories we have. In Bible also, people were stoning at a prostitute. Jesus said, one who has never done a mistake, put the first stone. Everybody kept quiet. Everybody kept quiet. If you have not done a mistake, you won't be bound. You are bound only to correct. Sukrin mutra udasena madhyastha bandhushu sadhusvapati papeshu samabuddhi visishyati. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasistataha ekaki yatachittatma nirashira parigraha. So there are going to be few verses which have two dimensions. One, that's the way you have to practice. Second, that's the state of mind of the one who has accomplished. Both are same. That is, for a man who has not reached, he should practice that. For a man who has reached, that's natural. You are practicing, it's natural for him. It's natural for him. If you want to be a Roman, behave like a Roman. You understand? That's the famous proverb, right? If you want to be like a king, you should behave like a king. You should not behave like a beggar. All right? So you should practice these values, and then it becomes natural. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasistitaha ekaki yatachittatma nirashi aparigraha. Yogi, the meditator, yunjita, he should always unite the mind with the self. Satatam atmanam rahasistitaha, in his own self. Rahasi is in solitude. In solitude. Stitaha, established, remaining. In solitude means, that's why everybody goes to Himalayas and forests. No. As long as your mind is with you, it is full of crowd. It is never in solitude. Your mind is there. So solitude is to withdraw from the mind. It's not necessary. Yes, initial stages, going to a secluded places, it may help. Initial places, sometimes. When you learn driving, right, or cycling, you go to initial 2-3 days to open ground. But not only to drive there, you have to come back. You have to come back. Similarly, initial stages, yes, go to some ashram, stay there 2 days, 3 days, but not that you should stay there forever. So rahasi, solitude means bring your mind from the crowd of your thoughts to yourself. Stitaha, ekaki, alone. Ekaki, alone. Alone means, everybody is sitting here, 5 people. They're all talking something, watching TV. I try to meditate. How will I meditate? So ekaki means alone, means not necessary again go out. In your own house, find a quiet time and quiet place. Oh, in our house, small house, 2 bedrooms, 6 people live. It's not possible. 4 o'clock in the morning, nobody gets up. Because today, because I see the messages, everybody sleeps only after 12. Everybody is sending messages 11:30, 12. Right? Nobody sleeps before 12. So 4 o'clock, they won't get up. At that time, you get up. I do this because I go to bed 1 o'clock, get up at 9, today at 10 o'clock. Right? Because in between 2 hours disturbance. So what I do is, Why waste the 2 hours? I do my meditation at that time. Sometimes it's 2 o'clock, sometimes 3 o'clock, sometimes 4 o'clock. Right? I don't see the time. Whenever I get up, I meditate. So, like that, find a quiet place, quiet time, and alone, not, with the whole family and all friends, I'm going to meditate. If you do that group meditation also, you are seeing what the other man is doing. Ekaki yata chittatma brought the mind under the control. Nirashi aparigraha. How does this mind drag you to future hopes and to possessions? Possessions past. Future is hopes. This sense of possessions and wanting to do this, wanting to do that are two disturbances for the mind. Temporarily in the seat of meditation, you try to withdraw the mind from these two pursuits. All that we said now, solitude, alone, all this is not forever. In the seat of meditation, you practice them. In the seat of meditation. That's why Swamiji says, you leave the chappals at the entrance of the temple. 2 chappals, mind and intellect. See Bhagavan, pick up. Same thing, meditation. While meditating, leave these 2 chappals, mind and intellect. After that, you pick up. Okay. Tatra ekagram manakrutva yata chittendriya kriyah upavishyasane indyad yogam atma vishuddhayi. Yataha, integrating mind and intellect and the body. Yata chitta indriya kriyaha, activity. So chitta is mind, indriya senses, kriya activity. All these are integrated. How do you integrate? When all of them have a common goal, they get integrated. Integration takes place when there is a common goal. All of them are tuned to the self, or a devotee for a Bhagavan. They get integrated. Upavishyat, sit. Yunjyat yogam atma vishuddhaye. Why should you sit? For purification of the self.
11, Shlok 11. This is Shlok 12, 11 is skipped.
Okay. Shuchau deshe. Shuchau deshe atistapya stiram asanam atmanaha na ati uchitam ati reacham chaila ajena usha uttaram. Seat of meditation. Seat of meditation. Shuchau deshe. It should be a clean place. You should have a clean place, otherwise ants will bite. You understand? Mosquitoes will bite. So make it as clean, otherwise you can't focus. Clean place. Shuchau deshe pratistapya. Oh, I can't afford a clean place. When we are all young, we live in the villages. Mud houses. They are the cleanest places because they always keep them with the cow dung. This thing. You understand? With the cow dung. So they are best insecticides, Clean place, nothing will happen. So in your own place, you can, small place, whatever is there, you can keep it clean. Right? Shuchau deshe pratistapya, firmly sitting. Firmly sitting. Stiramasana matmanaha. I'm meditating. This is not meditation. Meditation you have to, because body, mind are interrelated. If the body shakes, mind also shakes. If the mind has to be still, body has to be still. Na ati uchritam. It should not be very high. You sit on a high stool. Where will you meditate? You are afraid you will fall down. So it should not be very high. Na ati nicham. Not below ground, I have made a meditation, this thing in the ground for my, no, because dampness will be there, you will develop cramps. You will develop cramps. So it should not be too high, it should not be too low. Chaila, Ajana, Kusha, Uttaram. This is in those days. Today we don't need. People used to go to forest, meditation and all that. For them, Chaila, Ajana, Kusha, Uttaram. Insects will come in the forest. So grass, so that insects don't come. Even then some can pierce. So deer skin. But that is rough. You can't meditate. Cloth. In the reverse order. In here it said in the Chaila, Ajana, Kushatram, from top to bottom. But the utility is from bottom to top. Insects not to come, grass. After that, deer skin. After that, cloth. The next one I done. Tamankaya Sirogrivam Dharayan Nachalam Stiraha Samprechya Nashikagram Swam Disascha Anavalokayan. The head, the neck, and the trunk all should be in the same line. This way you can't meditate. They have to be all in the same line. Vertical column erect, Swamiji will say in the yajnas. Vertical column erect, head, neck, and the body, they should all be in one line. Tamam kaya shiro grivam, dharayan, maintaining that, achalam, motionless, stiraha, firm, samprechya nasikagram swam, focusing on the tip of your nose. You will get migraine. Tip can be here, tip can be here also. Because it says, Bruvor Madhye. That means here. If you try to focus here, a lot of people do literally. They become insane or get migraine. It's not meant to be like that. It's said as though. If you have to focus here, you have to turn all your attention to that. As though you are focusing there. That as though is important. Samprechya nasikagram swam dishascha anarokayan. Swam, your own nose, not the other man's nose. Swam. Not seeing this side and that side and all that. Dishascha other directions you should not turn. Prashantatma, following these various guidelines, a mind that is quietened, vigata bihi, free from fear. A lot of people have a lot of fear. See, world is fear, even in meditation. My mind goes, what will I do with my family? And I can't enjoy anything. You understand? So they have fears. Both Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Mandukya says the same word. You get into spirituality, you end all fears. But people are afraid of gaining that state itself. Right? What will happen to me? I don't want. That is one fear. And then meditation also, whether I will fall in my meditation, whether I will not reach the state, or unwanted fears. Vigata bihi brahmachari vratam stitaha, maintaining brahmachari. Brahmachari is not celibacy, means not, married or not married. Brahmachari means Brahmani charanti iti brahmachari, one whose mind is always wandering in Brahman. That is moderation in everything. Talking, actions, moderation in everything. Mind is focused to God and everything goes on. Moderation in everything is called brahmacharya. Brahmachari pratestitaha manas samyamya machittaha, controlling the mind. How? Machittaha, when the When the mind thinks about me, it's automatically controlled. When the mind is focused to me, it's naturally controlled. Yuktam asita matparaha. Keep me as the goal. Keep me as the goal to reach. Me means not he is somewhere and all that. Your own self. Your own self. Reaching your own natural state is called matparaha. Yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi netamanasaha. Shantim nirvana paramam mastamstha gachati. Thus, practicing Yunjan evam yada atmanaha in his own self, yogi, the meditator, netamanasaha, one who has regulated his mind, shantim nirvana paramam, the infinite state of bliss. Nirvana paramam massamstam adhigacchati. He reaches my own being. So if you practice those things, the mind will rest in the self. And that's liberation. Liberation, moksha, is not after death. Liberation is to liberate yourself from the mind. You are held hostage by your mind. Free yourself from the hostilities of the mind. That's called liberation. When you get established in the self, you are liberated from the mind. And that is liberation. And now some tips how to meditate successfully. Natyasnatastu yogosti, nacha ekantam anasnataha, nachati swapnashilasya, jagrato naivachadrana. Not overeat, you can't meditate. Not eat at all, hungry, you can't meditate. You can't meditate. Sleep all the time, you can't meditate. Don't sleep at all, you can't meditate. So moderation, this is what Buddha calls middle path. Buddha calls middle path. Moderation in everything. Natyasnutastu yogosti nacha ekantam anasnataha nachati swapnashilasya jagrato naivacharjuna. So what is overeating? What is not eating at all? Because for all of you, night dinner, 4 idlis or 5 idlis. I used to eat till 7-8 years back, 8 idlis. Now probably 4 or 5, right? Okay. But if you come to my age, you may eat only 3 or even 2. How do you know which is somebody eats 16, 20? If you go to Rishikesh, the Punjabi sadhus, everything they eat in kgs. Puri, everything in kgs, not these numbers, right? So how to decide high and low? Shankaracharya gives a beautiful meaning. When after eating you are uncomfortable, it's high. When eating you feel weak, it is low. If you are uncomfortable, it is high. If you feel weak, it is low. This moderation not only in food and sleep, in every activity of yours. In every activity of yours. Then only meditation can be successful. Yuktahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta swapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Same thing is summarized with one more addition. Moderation in activity. Moderation in activity. And also the mannerisms. I'm talking too much. Some people do, too much of that. Don't do that. Even normal talking also. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation is focusing on the present. Right? Yuktahara viharasya. Yukta chestasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Why should I meditate? Dukkha. You go beyond all things that give you sorrow. You end all things that give you sorrow. And now some symptoms of a man who reached that state. I told you earlier that these are symptoms for such a person. We should also practice them. For them, it is natural. We should practice. Yada viniyatam chittam atmane eva tishtati nispruhaha sarva kamebhyaha yukta ityuchite taga. When the mind is completely resting in the self without attachment to anything external. Nispruhaha sarva kamebhyaha, from all desires. Yukta ityuchite taga. Then you have integrated, you become a yogi meditator. This is why some people are afraid. Oh, you all desires to be left. No. What is life? What is life? Understand? Leaving all desires. So they are afraid. Why you have desire? Do I have a desire to have a head on my shoulder? I already have it. I may have desire to have something in the head. That is different. I don't have a desire to have a head on this thing. So you will have a desire only when there is inadequacy. You don't have something. This man is full and complete. Therefore, he doesn't have desires. He enjoys that happiness, that bliss, where he doesn't need anything else. Right? So, nispruhaha, free from attachment, sarvakamebhya, from all desires, viniyatam chittam, when the mind is controlled, yukta ichyate sada, that man is integrated all the time. Yatha, one more example. Yatha dipo nengate sopamasprata yogino yata chittasya injuto yogamatmanaha. As the light in the wick, lamp, wick. When there is no wind, it doesn't flicker. Though it appears one, it's not one, lot of particles. Continuous flow of particles. You don't see, it appears as one. Right? And when there is no wind, it doesn't flicker. This man's mind is meditating, but in one direction. There may be various thoughts also, but in one direction. It doesn't flicker. Flickering happens, wind there. Here, flickering happens, desires. Desires are the wind. Right? So, desires are the wind. So, where just like a lamp which is kept in a windless place doesn't flicker, the yogi's mind doesn't flicker. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra cha eva atmanam atmana atmanam pashyati atmani tushyati, where the mind restrained through meditation attains quietude, peace. When seeing the self by the self, he is satisfied in his own self. At that state, what? There's nothing other than himself. The mind itself is nothing but consciousness. So this mind sees himself to be that self. Nothing other than that. And so naturally peaceful, because fear all comes when there is second one. When there is no second one, I alone am there, there is no fear. Right? There is no fear. And he is peaceful. And so what is the use of meditation? I told you earlier, people are afraid to meditate because they leave desires and all. He says, no. Atmaniyeva atmana tushyate. He gains his happiness from his own self. He doesn't need outside object for his happiness. In fact, all happiness is like that. The joy that we get from sense objects is the happiness of the self only. When you depend on objects, the joy that you get, they give example. A dog biting a bone, dry bone. Dry bone, there's nothing in that. Dog bites, blood oozes out, and it's tasty. Dog thinks the taste has come from the dry bone. That's how all our joys from the external world. The joy is the joy of the self. I told you, I gave you this example. So I want coffee. Mind is agitated. Coffee, coffee, coffee. When you give me coffee, that agitation has ended. So the mind feels the consciousness and happy. You think coffee has given me happiness. So the mind always wants coffee to be happy. Always it becomes a habit. Sukham atyantikam yattad buddhi grahyam atindriyam veti yatra nata eva ayam stitaha na charati tattvataha. What do you get there? How can I describe? Because any happiness or anything that I can describe is with qualities. Without qualities, I can't describe. What is quality? In Sanskrit, quality means guna. Guna means that which binds. What is binds? If I like something, I don't like the other thing. That is called binding, quality. Right? Guna. Right? So, when I am not bound by anything, there are no qualities. How will you describe that? You know, a lot of people go to places, see the beauty there. Ayyo, what a place, what a beauty. You tell me what it is. Ayyo, avladhan. And food also. You must eat that. Oh, tell me what it is. You can't say. You can't say. Food also, right? Anything. Buddhi grahyam atindriyam. It's beyond the senses, right? It's beyond the senses. It can be only experienced by a pure intellect. Pure intellect means less vasanas or almost no vasanas. Almost no vasanas. Veti yatra na cha evam ayam sthit. Ayam charati. Having known which, having been established in that, this man thereafter doesn't swerve, doesn't wander his mind everywhere from the self alone. He is established in the self. So that means I have to only sit and meditate all the time. No. You can do several things. Sometimes you will have sad experiences too. Sometimes you are fighting also. You have to. In the Vyavahara world, even a Gnani has to fight. Right? You may be fighting. You may be sad. You may have pain. But all that is outside, pales into insignificance. Is there. But he draws so much of joy here. They pale into insignificance. Our Paramaguru Tapur Maharaj gives this example. When we are bathing in Ganges in summer, below the belly, it's all cool. Above, hot sun, 12 o'clock, right? So both cold and heat. And when the heat is too much, what to do? Take a dip into the Ganges. Take a dip. This man, while moving in the world, doing his activities in anger, in fights, everything, he is established in the self. And this goes on mechanically. And when that is too much, he withdraws for some time and starts meditating. Understand? Yam labdhva cha param labham manyante na adhikam tataha yasmin sthitaha na dukke na guruna api vicharyate. Having got that happiness, he doesn't think anything else is greater than that. And having got that, he is not completely lost or perturbed in the highest of calamity. He will also have something. Rama wept when the wife was abducted. You understand? It's not that they won't have emotions, but they are not lost in that. They are not lost in. On one side, the mind is inside. Externally, transactional things, it will go on. The drama will go on. Tam vidya dukkha samyoga dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sammitam sa nischena yoktapyaha yogaha anirvanna chetasa. Now he is giving a definition for yoga. What is yoga? What is meditation? Dukkha samyoga viyogam. Beautiful word. Dukkha, sorrow. Samyoga, tuning yourself. Viyoga, detaching from that. What is meditation? To detach yourself from all the sources of sorrow. I don't want meditation. Then you don't want to leave sorrow. Dukkha, sorrow. Samyoga, attaching. Viyoga, leaving. Attaching to sorrow, leaving is meditation. What attaching to sorrow? The whole world is nothing but sorrow. If we are not completely convinced, because there are periods in our life which is not so many calamities, sometimes it comes. But therefore, in this Maya, when reasonably comfortable, you don't know the world is sorrow. You don't know. Yes, don't do anything. Just put the TV on. That's enough. News channels. Nothing but sorrow. Put the news channels. Too much of meditation. Put the news channel. It's, right? See, it's really funny. I don't know why people don't point out. Even the best of sports also matches, they don't put the news also. They put anything, dog biting, rape and all that, they put. Today, that boy's father died. He was a doctor, medical doctor, Olympian. In hockey, he got a medal. His son got a medal in tennis. Is it not important to the nation? He died. With no mention anywhere. Some dog bite somewhere. Somebody says some nonsense. You never put anything positive also. Right? Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sammitam sanischaya. That, because definition of yoga is to detach from sorrow, you must practice that. Bhagavan is giving instruction. Everyone should practice that. So nischayena, definitely. He's telling Arjuna also, yuktavyaha, you should get integrated. Anirvinna chetasaha, without any oscillating mind. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvan aseshatah. Manasa eva indriya gramam viniyamya samantataha shanaihi uparamed buddhya dhruti gruhitya atma samstam manakrutva nakinchidapi chintaye. What should you do in the seat of meditation? Sankalpa prabhavan kaman. All desires born out of imagination and the mind. It's not that all desires have to be left. I want to regularly meditate from tomorrow. That's not to be left. I want to read Geeta. That's not to be left. I want to attend the inauguration of Bhagavata book. That's not to be left. You understand? Right? But things that try to bring you out of your own self, make you dependent, pull you down, right? From those imaginary desires created by the mind, right? Tyaktva, having left, aseshata, without anything, how? Manasa eva indriya gramam viniyamya, controlling the senses through the mind. What is controlling the senses through the mind? The other day also we said, Shama is control of the mind, Dama is control of the senses. I didn't explain there. What is control of the mind? Eyes are seeing. But if the mind is not tuned to that, mind is thinking elsewhere. You don't register. Oh, when did you come? He was sitting for half an hour because your mind was not seeing. Mind has to flow through the senses to get the stimuli. So if you withdraw the mind from the senses, senses are not operative. Viniyamya samantataha, from all directions. Shanai shanaihi uparmed buddhya dhruti gruhitaya. Slowly, don't force meditation on you. Don't force withdrawal also. Slowly, little by little, little by little. Otherwise it will become suppression. A lot of people, not in our houses, in the traditional houses, because in our houses, we just don't even do puja. If you do puja also, finished. Right? In the traditional house, they used to do half an hour, 45 minutes puja. After he comes out, he's a Rakshasa. So much of suppression. All the anger is put on immediately first person whom he sees. You understand? That suppression should not be there. That suppression should not be there. You understand? It should be sublimation. It should be sublimation, not suppression. Shanaihi, little by little, uparamed, withdraw, buddhya, to the intellect, dhruta gruhitaya, firmly holding, atma samstam manakrutva, mind established in the self, na kinchidapi chintaye. Do not think anything else at that time of meditation. It's not for all. In the seat of meditation, auto-suggestion helps. When you sit for meditation, 5-10 minutes, you tell the mind, whatever it's worried, serious problems in the office, everywhere, you just tell the mind, 10 minutes, I will pick up. The mind will cooperate. When you sit for meditation, something is bothering you, just tell the mind, just 10 minutes, I will pick you up. It will cooperate. Okay? So don't think anything else at that time. And some people, these are all jokes on meditation. So don't think of egg when you are sitting on meditation. So he sits. What did the teacher say I should not think? Yato yato nischarite manaha chanchalam astiram tataha tataha niyamye tadatmanam and tadatmani eva vasham nayet. It's natural to the mind to wander. It will wander. Wherever it wanders, try to bring it back. Try to bring it back. It will wander, but try to bring it back. Why it will wander? Nature of the mind, chanchalam, all the time moving. Moving also okay. Is it? Now I am thinking of something. Go on thinking. At least that one, no. There also it's not firm. Jump into the other thing, jump into the other thing. Chanchalam, completely wandering. Astiram, there also it's not firm, right? So that type of mind, controlling, tataha, from that, niyamyai, controlling, atmani eva vasham nayet, in your own self, bring it under your control. And what happens when you control and all that, we will see next week. We finish the 6th chapter next week. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamodaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.
ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे